Hey, what is up everyone? I'm Gmo from Workshop Republic, and today I'm going to show how I made this awesome footrest from scratch using walnut and doing the upholstery. Alright, so to start this build, the first thing that I need is a piece of foam, and I already had this foam from a previous project cut like this, so I'm just going to use what I have. It's a good size for what I need, but if you don't, just buy any high density foam and just cut to size. You can cut it with a box cutter or some bread knife. It's good to cut this type of foam. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna build a base to go under it. So it's gonna be just a base around the foam with legs on the sides. And to do that, I'm gonna use some walnut that I have. And I'm gonna cut first to size. Then we're gonna do a 45-degree miter joint for this base. All right, got all my pieces cut to size and 45 degrees miters on them. So next step is I'm gonna do just some sanding and glue it together. So let's start that one. All right, while the base is drying up, the next thing that we need to do is cut a couple of rectangles as the foam base. And we're gonna use these as a place to staple our fabric. And I'll show you why we need two in just a sec. So let's cut it to the correct size. All right, we got our pieces cut to size. So next step is putting this here and putting some polyfill before we start putting the fabric on. So let's do that. All right, so as you can see, this was pretty simple. You just put the polyfill on top of it and staple. What I did here is I pulled a little bit more on the corners, so it has a little bit of a round over here and it's not square. So next step is putting on the fabric, and it's pretty much doing the same thing. So put it on here, pulling and stapling, and let's see how it's done. All right, after a billion staples, this is done. As you can see, I already removed all the excess fabric and polyfill from under here, and this is basically ready. All right, and next step after finishing this is we need to attach it to the base, and the way I'm gonna do that is using that extra piece that we cut. So I'm gonna screw this into the base of this one. So screw it here, and I'm gonna cut a couple of pocket holes here and here, and that way we can actually put here in the base. Pocket screws here and here, and this won't move anywhere. So it's gonna be stuck in here, and it's also gonna help reinforce a little bit of the miter joint since I'm only using glue. I might come back to this in the future and put some splines here, but for now I think that should be good. So let's do this part and then we'll start doing the legs. Alright, I'm gonna wait a little bit before actually attaching this pocket hose into the base because I wanna sand and put finish on it first. So let's put this aside and start building the legs. Alright, so all the pieces were cut for the legs, and I did something here that I saw on David Piscito's video from Make Something, where he built a footstool as well. And this is all 45 degrees angles, but this one I decided to cut 30-degree angles, so it tilts a little bit forward instead of having just two straight legs coming down. But the problem with this is there is this piece of wood here in excess, so I have to cut around here and all the way to here. So I'm gonna bring this one up and then just cut the tip, so that way we have a better looking leg without any excess wood or weird shapes here. So it's all a single piece. So let me do that and I'll show you how it looks. Alright, so I cut all the pieces and this is what I meant by it. So you get this awesome looking leg. Then I'll come back later and adjust here so it meets the ground correctly. But yeah, so let me glue this up first and we'll go on from there. All right, so this has been drying up for almost 24 hours. So now we remove the tape, sand the legs and the base, apply the finish, and then find a way to stick it on it. So let's begin the sanding process. All right, now we're gonna apply finish, and I'm using this natural Danish oil, and this is easy wipe on. So you just use a rag, put it on it, and just wipe on it. And this just looks amazing. So let me show you how to do it. All right, next step is I'm gonna make a cut so we get both feet at the same height on the table saw. I'm gonna assemble at the base, and then I'm gonna give it a try, see if the height is the height that we're looking for. If not, I'll come back, cut a little bit more. So once I'm happy with the size, I'll just come back, apply finish at the bottom here, put a chamfer around it so it doesn't chip out when it gets dragged on the floor, and we'll call it done. So let's go cut this out and start assembling the base. All right, so I left the pieces drying overnight. I just came back, did some light sanding using 400 grit, just using hand sanding. So it's now ready to get the third and final coat of Danish oil. But before doing that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pre-drill the holes so I can attach the legs to the base, remove it, apply the final coat, then I can get ready to do the final assembly. So let's see how it's done. All right, and that's it for this build. This was such a fun little project to do. It added a very nice touch to this side of the house. And I'm doing a special giveaway as soon as I hit 300 subscribers. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe, like this video, hit that notification bell so you get notified as soon as the giveaway is up. So thank you once again. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Stay. Do is actually build a base to put below it, and we have the wood here. Apparently, comes crashing now. Update: as you see, my screws were longer than the size that I needed. I could just get my angle grinder and grind it down, but I think I'm just gonna cut a little piece of the scrap walnut that I have left and just attach to it so it doesn't poke out. All right, so this is what it looks like.